Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanTrucks.com. Today we're taking a look at and installing the Raxiom projector headlights in black, available for the 2015 to 2017 F150 with halogen headlights. Now, if your F150 is equipped with halogen lights and you're looking to completely transform the front end appearance of your F150 to modernize it and bring it up with some newer technology, make it a lot sleeker looking, these Raxiom options are one of the more premium ways to go in the category, and it's very worthwhile in my opinion. Now, I think these are a complete game changer for the 15 to 17 F150. I think the factory headlights were a little dated, very traditional, and this is a great way to add some aftermarket advanced technology to it. The biggest highlight here being the DRL, or the daytime running light, which is that LED bar you see wrapping around, along with the dual fins at the top and bottom section. Those will be on anytime your headlights or parking lights are on. They're the daytime running lights, so even if your H7 high or low beams are off, these will still be on and running. I personally think that's a really good addition to the front end, something you didn't get with your factory headlights. Now, while these are not the exact same thing as the newer 2019, 2018 F150s, I do think it bears a similar resemblance to those newer technology headlights that you see on the 1819s in the way of the DRL. These do have slightly different accents to it, and the middle section here is also very different, but it resembles some of the newer technology you see on the newest gen. You also get this black interior housing, and I'll dissect that a little bit more, comparing it to the factory headlight in just a little bit, but just know the black interior gives you that stealthy look. I think that looks really good on our race red here. And of course, you still get your amber turn signal light on the side here. You also get an amber light at the top and an amber reflector at the bottom. So very sleek stuff happening on the interior here, and no Raxiom makes all plug-and-play options, so no splicing or cutting required, which puts them toward the premium end of the spectrum, unlike some of the other options that would require splicing and cutting, which is no fun, of course. So if you're looking to cut some of the install time down, some of the difficulty down, and really if you're not looking to cut into your factory wiring harness, which, let's be honest, none of us really want to, this is going to be the way to go. But it does come with a slightly higher price tag than some. This one comes in right around $600-700, so of course it carries a little bit of a higher price tag than some of the other more affordable options, but you really get what you pay for when it comes to headlights. Some of the less expensive options, the more budget-friendly entry-level options, might burn out quicker, and they might also require some of the more difficult install, and they might not last as long. So 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. I do think headlights are some of the easiest things you can do on your truck, along with a cold air intake. Very simple bolt-on. It'll take you about an hour from start to finish. You do have to remove this plastic trim panel around the front end of your headlight, and of course, that'll peel back the Fender Flare to gain access to that. So very simple stuff. I'm gonna recommend having a panel removal tool on deck. Panel removal tools are specifically used to make sure that you're not scratching your paint. You can use a flathead screwdriver, but the metal on your paint can do some damage. I'd recommend against that. Pick up a panel removal tool. You can pick it up at your local auto parts store. It's very, very inexpensive and very useful to have on deck for this. So I'm gonna take you through the entire process. Let's get started. Tools used in this install include an impact gun, an extension, 10mm deep socket, Phillips head screwdriver, and a panel removal tool. Now, the first step of the uninstall of our factory headlights is to get off this trim panel. Now, the trim panel goes all the way around, and in order to completely remove this, we have to peel back some of our Fender Flare. Now, if your truck doesn't have Fender Flares, obviously that makes life a little easier, but there still will be a couple of retainer screws back here. So step number 1, I'm gonna use a panel removal tool. A flathead screwdriver works as well, but I find this to be a little easier. We're gonna peel up and pry off this little plastic rivet or the push pin clip at the top. From there, we'll move into our fender well. Now, some of these can be pretty stubborn, so you might have to go side to side, back to back to get them to pop out. Once that top pops off, peel up under the bottom portion, and we'll get it out of place. With the top part out of place, we're just gonna pry up under the bottom portion and set it aside. Now, at this part on the back of our Fender Flare, there's 2 Phillips head screws. Now, as you can see, we have 1 off already, but you can grab your Phillips head screwdriver and just remove both of them. Pretty simple. You wanna make sure you're holding on to these to be reinstalled later. All right, now that you have the screws out of place, we're gonna use the flat portion of a panel removal tool to pry up and out on that Fender Flare. Now, you'll notice there are 3 clips retaining it to your fender right here. We're just gonna remove those 3 and detach it. And once you get the one at the top off, these second 2 are actually clipped in. So you wanna use the little pry portion of it, go straight in and pry out. You'll hear the snap, it'll detach. Now you see these clips are loosened at this point, at least this middle one is. You want to make sure they stay on the fender flare. You want it to detach from the trim panel and not detach from the fender flare to make it easier for the reinstallation. Now the bottom one, we're just going to pry in, pop right out. Now it's detached. So now we have this whole panel free, and we can use that to peel this off. So what we're going to do is pop this panel out and remove it from under the headlight. All right, from here, gently peel back onto the fender flare. You don't want to break it. There are more clips. If you want to remove more, you can. This is really all you'll technically need though. You want to pry back on this trim panel as much as you can on this portion. It'll detach, go over to your opposite side under your headlight, and start to peel back on that. They're really just snapped into place. So once you detach all the portions, you'll be able to set it aside. All right, at this point, grab a 10mm socket. I'm gonna use an extension to make life just a little easier here. There are 3 10mm bolts at the bottom of this black bezel. Get those off. All right, with that, this black trim piece will come, and we can gain access to the bottom of the headlight. Now at the top of your headlight, there are 2 10mm bolts. You want to get those out of the way as well. Now between the headlight and the grille, there's 1 more 10mm bolt tucked in a little bit deeper. You will need an extension for that. So we're going to insert that right into this little gap here. Go straight back, find the 10, loosen that up. If you pull straight back, it should come out with your socket. At that point, your headlight's completely loose and ready to come out. Pull straight back. Now, you don't want to pull too hard because there are still wiring harnesses attached. You want to pinch, detach your bulbs, and now you can set your factory headlight aside. Now for the install, the first step, of course, is to just plug in your factory harnesses. Now you want to reach and make sure they're in the proper locations. The harnesses pretty much guide you where you need to go. Now, I know you can't see this, but on the back here, you're just basically filling in the puzzle. Find the harnesses that fit in each location, snap them into place for your high, your low, and your turn signals. All right, once they're snapped in, what we're gonna do is start mounting this in place. Now it's really just gonna fit right back into your factory locations. All right, once you have it here, grab your factory hardware and put them back into place. So you're going to take the 2 black 10mm bolts, put them right up at the top. Grab your 10mm socket and tighten those down. Now we're going to do one between the headlight and the grille. All right, now you want to put this on your socket, insert that carefully. Now the black plastic bezel is going to go right back underneath the headlight. It has this retainer pin here to help you line that up properly. And then line up the bolt holes. It'll kind of snap right into place there. You can grab those 10mm bolts, put them into place by hand. Grab your 10mm socket and extension and tighten those down. Now we can put back that bezel trim in place. All right, now use this little section here as a guide in the headlight to get this back into place. Hear them snap, put pressure all around to get this to snap back into place. Once you have that snapped in all around, we can work on that fender flare. That really is just gonna push into place simply like this. Now we can grab that factory screw, put it back in the fender, and finish up with the push pin on top. All right, once you have this in, repeat for the other one, and then we're gonna go under the hood to put the push pin. Now for the push pin, once you have that back together, just gonna push it down once, and then cap off the top. Now if you need to, you can grab a panel tool and push that down until it's all the way flush. That's going to wrap up my review and install for the Raxiom Projector headlights in black, available for the 2015 to 17 F150s with halogen headlights. Now this one can be picked up for your own F150 right here at AmericanTrucks.com.